Good evening, everyone, and thank you for welcoming me back into your little corner of the world, wherever that may be. It's been a while since I've made a recording, and I'm excited to get back into it. I pretty much took last year off in its entirety. I just reappeared to discuss the pandemic and then the riots over the Memorial Day weekend. And those are pretty much the big events of the year. But we are entering into an election season. The two major political parties here in the U.S. have completed their conventions, and now the campaign is on. And so I'm going to want to be talking about that periodically. So I'm going to probably record with a little bit more frequency this new year, or I should say this cycle, this season. I think I'll do some more videos, not as much as I had started doing it in the past, but with a little bit more regularity, at least through the election day and probably through Inauguration Day next year. So before I get started, I'm going to have a delicious pina colada flavored drink courtesy of Seagram's Escapes. My surroundings are different. It is Labor Day weekend 2020. Tomorrow is Labor Day, and I just decided to spend this weekend in Cleveland. And so I'm not coming to you from the usual, as I call it, Lighthouse Studios in Orlando, but rather meaner, well, it's Mentor, but the locals call it meaner. They don't pronounce the T. So yeah, I'm coming to you from Meaner, Ohio. I flew into Cleveland on Friday evening, and I should say actually Friday afternoon. Flew in on Frontier, and I was surprised that they, I didn't have my seats assigned to me, so you pay extra for that. So I decided to save a few bucks. I got the round trip fare for like $66. I'm only here for the weekend, so carry-on bag is sufficient. I don't need to check in luggage, which just wastes time. And I don't have a carry-on. I just have a personal item. And so don't pay extra for that. Don't pay extra for the seats. They're not serving any food and drink. Frontier, due to the pandemic, is only serving water. So I didn't even bother getting anything to eat or drink on the flight. So the flight round trips only cost me $66. That's good. Nice coconutty taste. So anyhow, yeah, they sat me in the middle seat. I was really surprised, and then there was no one else in my row, and I just kind of held my breath and had hoped that nobody else would show up, and eventually a nice young lady did, and she had the window seat, and so I scooted over so she could squeeze by. And then I just went ahead and scooted myself over into the aisle seat, not because I thought she had cooties, but just out of mutual respect for one another to, social distance. So I was sitting in the aisle seat with my mask on, kind of hoping that nobody else would show up, and no one did. So I went ahead and pulled out my carry-out bag from underneath the middle seat in front of me, and stuck it in front of me, and sat there for 2.5 hours. Landed, made a stop at Walmart to pick up some things for the room. I am staying at the Studio 6 in Mentor, and in this lovely room here, complete with coffee maker and toaster oven, microwave, little cabinets here, and a cooktop and a refrigerator. And I'm saying all this not because I think it's such a fabulous room, because the pictures paint a much more positive story. It's not bad, but I'm still going to put on a happy face because I'd like Studio 6 to comp my room in the future. assuming that I come back and that I stay in Meaner again. So I did stop at Walmart, like I said, to pick up a few things for the room. I got a bag of Doritos, and I got these horrible donuts. Let me show you. Hostess donuts. Ugh, don't bother with these. They're strawberry cheesecake mini donuts. I've never seen these in Florida. I don't know how long these have been around. They have them here. Way too sweet for me. And so I always like to have something sweet for the room, something salty for the room, which is the Doritos, or something salty or crunchy, and then something refreshing. And I got like a 2-liter of Lipton brisk iced tea. And I also got a 12-pack of Seagram's in 6 delicious flavors, 6 exciting flavors. Got Jamaican Me Happy, which I still haven't tried. I don't know what this is. Oh, that's passion fruit mango. This is a Jamaican Me Happy lemon, strawberry, watermelon, and guava. Guava sounds good, strawberry sounds good, but not really in anything other than a shake, or in cakes and pies and stuff like that. Lemon, I could take it or leave it. Watermelon, I'm not really a fan of, even less so than lemon. This is the classic lime margarita. Need I say more? Wild berries. Another Jamaican Me Happy, so I'll put that in that row. And the classic lime margarita again. I am working on the last, the Calypso Colada, and it also comes in strawberry daiquiri. I've already had those 2, so those are gone. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 6 bottles left. There's no way I'm going to get through these tonight because I leave tomorrow. But let me talk about my stay here. All right, so Friday night, I drove over to Ashtabula County or city, I'm not sure. Picked up a friend, and we drove to Geneva by the lake. It was already 8:30 by the time I got to his house. We didn't leave right away. So we didn't get there until 9:30, 10 o'clock. And because of the pandemic, even though it's Friday night and it's the weekend, everything is closed. So I couldn't see anything. I just saw a lot of, like, stores that were like, dimming lights and closing down, and people were kind of going home. And so Friday night didn't work out. We ended up going to, I was hungry, I hadn't eaten, so we went to some place called Sheetz, which my friend tells me is comparable to Wawa, which is a convenience store / gas station / sub shop, maybe one near you, I don't know. But they're kind of new in Florida. Wawa's been around maybe less than a decade, but Sheetz is the closest thing, I guess, to a Wawa, except they had more like fried foods and stuff, and Wawa doesn't do that. They do soups and mac and cheese and what's the word? What I'm thinking? Mashed potatoes. Yeah, soups, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese. That's pretty much it. But the Sheetz place has like mac and cheese bites, and I think they have fries and onion rings and burgers, and so they have it's all bar food. And that's all I was able to do was Friday night, was just to go in there and check out the place, because I kind of figure when I visit a different city, I like to go to places I can't get back home. So it was kind of nice to try something new. And I had some of the mac and cheese bites and a horrible pumpkin spice iced coffee drink that was like $3.50, and it was horrible. And I guess a steak and cheese sub where it was hot, but everything was like falling out of it. It was a mess. It wasn't very good. It just gave me indigestion. So nothing much happened Friday night. Saturday, yesterday, again, I would say somewhat of a bust. We did go back to Geneva on the lake, and we went to some firehouse winery or something, and they again had a limited menu, and we had to stand in line to get a table, and we were seated outside. Thankfully, it was under a canopy, but there was like a swarm of bees nearby, and I mean, we were like swatting over our food throughout the whole meal to try to keep these bees away. God forbid they would sting us, so it wasn't too good of an experience. So, you know, I took a couple of pictures there, and then I think that was it. And that brings me to today, Sunday. Today was a little bit better. We drove over to downtown Cleveland. We went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Exciting place. Suppose I've never been there. I've never even been to Ohio. Let alone the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And they had some theaters that were closed, I guess, due to the inability to really social distance. Everybody had to wear masks in there. They did temperature checks just as they did as I was getting on my flight to Cleveland. They did temperature checks at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and my friend had to buy advance tickets online. You can't just show up and buy tickets there as I assume you ordinarily could. 4 or 5 stories of just exhibits, a very interesting place. The nearby parking was $10, and then we drove away. We went to this Jack's Casino. Their nearby parking garage was $15, and I wasn't there all but maybe an hour. So $25 in parking. Parking is expensive. After the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, we went over to Jack's Casino, and we went down I think 3 levels underground, and they had a nice buffet in there. Again, due to COVID, got to wear the masks until seated at the table and until you have food and drink, and then you have to wear masks when you go up to the buffet tables. And of course, the buffet counters, you don't serve yourself. You just point at what you want and you ask them to serve it to you, and they always end up giving you too little, and then when you ask for more, then they end up giving you too much, and then it's just too much food. And I feel like I was wasting stuff because they gave me a really big salad, and I didn't want to fill up on a salad. But that was interesting. It was $12.99, which I thought was reasonable, for a weekend buffet. So took some more pictures, and here I am. So it's been interesting. My flight was supposed to leave tomorrow afternoon, and that flight got canceled, so I got bumped to an earlier flight. And I've been checking almost every day to see if they added a new flight, and they haven't. So now it looks like I'm going to have a really early morning, and I have to get up around 5 o'clock. And having these drinks isn't going to be too helpful. But this should be the last one of 2 that I've had tonight. They're not very strong, which I'm not too happy about. But if you don't really want to get hammered, then these are probably good drinks to buy. Ordinarily, I get the Margarita flavors when I'm traveling, and the Walmart that I went to up here just didn't have those, not even the single cans. They had very little variety. What I found interesting about Walmart here in Cleveland, that's the one I went to, I was told the only one in Cleveland, within their city limits, was that they sold hard liquor right in the beer and wine aisle, which in Florida, that's unheard of. Any hard liquor is sold strictly in liquor stores. But this Walmart had Kahlua, it had rum, it had vodka, it had rum. It didn't have a lot, but it had several things that you just ordinarily can't get unless you're in a liquor store. Now, my friend told me there are watered down varieties of it, but I doubt that. But anyway, so there's going to be a lot to talk about. I'm not going to get into anything else tonight other than this trip, and but I am just bubbling up with excitement to share my thoughts about what's been going on these last few months and what I expect, or what I think we can expect over the next few months. But we'll have to save that for another time. That's all I have for you for now. I want to thank you for listening, watching, hopefully agreeing with me. And at this point, I usually strike the gavel, but I was not going to pack a gavel in my small little personal carry-on item, so don't have that with me. So not important. Important thing is what I have to say, and your complete and undivided attention, I hope. So again, thank you, and a toast to more exciting videos in the near future. Thank you, and have a good night. Cheers.
Thanks for watching. I appreciate your curiosity to hear what I have to say. Whether you agree with it or not, I want you to know I'm always thinking about a variety of issues and sharing them with you. You may not agree with me this time, but next time you will, and vice versa. It is important that you subscribe to my videos because they are the best kept online secret. You may never find them again, and I would like us to remain in touch. That means not only subscribing, but giving a video a thumbs up when you agree and commenting when you don't. I'm also interested in reading and replying to what you think.